I'm sick. Good morning. So, I had a totally different video planned for this week, but because I'm sick, I figured let's do something. This actually doesn't really make a lot of sense. I figured let's do something more challenging. I'm on spring break, so I have nothing going on Monday through Friday, and I'm only doing Monday through Friday because I work on weekends. This Saturday I'm actually not working, but it's my sister's birthday party, so I originally planned to do another video, but I'm kind of not in the mood for that, and it'll probably just be like my next video that I make. But I figured, why don't I challenge myself to read 5 thrillers in 5 days? Because I'm sick. And my thought process there is thrillers are fun, fast-paced, cozy, ? They're just like fun, light, easy books to read, and they feel like the kind of book that you would want to read when you're sick. You know, just something like, they just feel like a lay in bed and read type of book. And Felix is coming to join me and say hello. I don't know if you'll be able to see him. No, he's just a little too short. But I honestly only have 3 books in my head. Let's just get started with the first book. And technically I have already started, but I'm not even 60 pages in. So I think it's fine. Like, I'm really just at the beginning, and that is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This is the same author of No Exit. I've read that book, and I really enjoyed it. I read it like 4 years ago, so it's been a while. But I really enjoyed that book. I think I gave it 5 stars after I read it, but I think it's more like a 4.5. I mean, I don't know. It was a really good read. It was a good thriller. But this is his other book, The Last Word. This one is about a woman who's living in a home. She's like house sitting for someone, so she's living there alone, and it's a very isolated area. She's just with her dog and then her neighbor across the street, who she like writes little notes to on like a little like whiteboard, and they like do it back and forth to each other. But she reads a book on her Kindle basically that is awful, and she leaves a 1-star review for it, and then some weird stuff starts happening, and the author is potentially like stalking her and threatening her. And so far what I have read has been pretty creepy for a thriller, which I guess thrillers can be creepy, but it's honestly like very creepy vibes. But I'm just going to like get into this again. I think I last picked it up like a week or 2 ago, and I like the way that Taylor Adams writes his books. He's a very good writer. I can let you know some of the other books that I plan on reading. One of them is The Housemaid's Secret, which is the sequel to The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I read The Housemaid in a previous video, which you can go watch. I enjoyed that book a lot, so I want to read the sequel. That one I know I can like sit down and just binge read like so easily. And then the other book that I plan on reading is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. That one's a bit more interesting. That one has a little bit extra lore. So far, the books that I plan to read, I've read from these authors before. Riley Sager, I've only given 3 and 2 stars. I've read 2 of his books. I'm honestly not a very big fan of him. I have some thoughts, which I could maybe get into when we get to his book. And I told myself I would never read another one of his books, but for some reason, like, I think I've seen mixed things about The House Across the Lake, but I saw, like, one very good review. I saw someone give it 5 stars recently, and I was like, I need to see. I need to see for myself how I feel, because I really don't know that I like this man's writing. Let's get started right onto The Last Word. We'll see if this one shocks me. We'll see how cozy and comfy I feel reading it in bed while sick, and we'll see how this progresses. Alright, I'm cozied up in my bed with my book. I'm having a good time. I haven't read much more. Say. I had to get up to start recording, but he gets angry when I move. Okay, I think he's staying. Okay, so the thing is, I'm a little confused. I'm not confused, but I'm 104 pages in, and I feel like what's happening now should almost low-key be like the ending. So I don't know. I did leave my house, and my hair looks insane. I also did nap. I got NyQuil. I had some Dayquil. I'm pushing through this. But I'm halfway through. Am I halfway through? I'm not quite halfway through. I'm on page 154. I have to be honest, I don't know if I'm really liking it that much. I'm not disliking it, I just kind of am finding the direction that it's gone in. I think I might have made a little clip. I don't really remember. I'm a little out of it. I think I made a clip where I said, what did I say? Oh, what was happening in the book at like 100 pages in, it felt like the climax of the book. Like the stuff that was happening that early felt like the climax. Oh, I'm gonna try to keep reading. There's like another kind of perspective that you start to get in the book, and I'm not really a fan of it. I just find whenever it switches over to that, I'm not interested in reading it. I still am enjoying the parts with like the regular perspective that we maintained throughout the first part of the book. I did go out and get some books. You'll see me read this in a video soon. And then I picked up 2 other books, all from Target. These are both for my sister technically, because it's her birthday today. But I do plan on reading them, and we live together. She's actually reading The Housemaid's Secret right now. I had borrowed it from the library, and she started it because I didn't buy it yet for her. Oh, wait. And I plan to read these in this video. I forgot. Yeah, I plan to read these in this video. I'm assuming I'm going to read this one. This one's short, actually, and it's a Frida McFadden, so I think this one will be... I think this one will be good for the end of the week. I think I am going to read... Why did I say it like that? I think I am gonna read 2 Frida McFaddens this week, because she's so easy, and I can't believe, like, now it's kind of starting to settle in that I'm trying to read 5 books this week. Like, I thought I wanted to relax. Anyway, let me get back to reading and get a good chunk of this book read. I'm potentially gonna do this going forward. I picked up the audiobook from Libby, and I might listen to it when I get to the other perspective that I don't really care about reading. I don't know, I'm just very conflicted about this book right now, where I am, but I need to keep reading. One thing I will say is the main character drinks ginger tea all the time, and that's exactly what I'm drinking right now, baby. I drink ginger tea all the time because I have a bad stomach, but also it tastes yummy. I literally have 4 bags of ginger tea in here with a lot of honey. Also, I need it because holy Jesus, I'm not feeling well. And now it's also hot in my room, so I'm hot. I'm this far in. I've been listening to the audiobook while I clean up, and now I'm just gonna sit down and keep reading and drink my ginger tea like Emma Carpenter would.
And 1 star for far less unbelievable twists in his own book.
What? Oh. Oh my god! What is happening? I finished. I actually honestly have like no idea how I felt about this book. I kind of pushed myself through it for the majority of it. It was kind of hard to get into, even though it was like an intriguing start. And I like the way that Taylor Adams writes, but I really don't know. Like, I can't tell if I think it's 3 stars or less. I might have to think on it. But Monday, day 1, first book is done. That rhymed. Anyway, and I'll get back to you tomorrow with my next book, and hopefully I'm looking a little bit more put together. Book 1 is done, baby. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I need some rest. Maybe I'll down some NyQuil now. This is critical. I'm honestly, I feel like I'm not even all that sick, but am I a child? Okay. Oh, thank you. I was about to scream. I mean, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna take, oh, that smell is so strong. Oh, I'm kind of so excited. Bottoms up. And the devil laughs. Alright. See y'all tomorrow. It's Tuesday. Hey, it's Tuesday. I haven't updated today, so I'm very sorry for that. But I do have a couple of exciting updates. So I have been reading The Housemaid's Secret like all day today, and I am almost done with it. I'm on page 216, and to be honest, I'm not really liking it as much as The Housemaid. It's been interesting. My sister also just finished reading it because, like I said, I bought it for her birthday. It's the library copies. We were literally both sitting together reading it. Like I said, I'm not really liking it that much. Like, I'm not disliking it. It's like, okay. I just kind of don't, I don't know. I feel like the plot feels a little eh. Like, it feels like we're rehashing the first book, but also not really. Like, it's not a carbon copy of the first book at all, but it's like, it's not the same. Like, it doesn't have that same spark. Also, I think the writing has kind of gone downhill, or like the writing quality has decreased from the first book, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. I didn't think the first book had like great writing, but I thought it was like good enough for the story. I don't know, I'm not loving it. And another thing that's kind of been weird and annoying is the main character lives in the South Bronx, and she harps on how dangerous it is all the time, and I'm like, you're kind of saying this a lot and also being a little dramatic about it. I don't live far from the Bronx. I live in New York. I've been to the Bronx many times. I've worked in the Bronx. I've had family who's lived in the Bronx. Like, I know the Bronx well. It's not that dangerous. So that's fun to read, and it feels a little questionable. So that's been interesting to read through. That's that update. So I plan on sitting down and finishing this now. Oh, I went to the library earlier today and I got The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. So this will be read soon. I'm very intrigued to see what I think of this book. I went to Barnes & Noble with my sister and my mom to look at books for like my sister, because she's like interested to see what other books she would want to read, and they had the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson out early. It comes out in a week. It comes out in one literal week. It's not supposed to be out right now. I'm pretty sure it literally comes out on April 2nd. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm gonna read it in this video, because it is technically a thriller. Like, it's a mystery thriller. Yeah, unputdownable thriller. Yeah. I've read the entire Good Girls Guide to Murder trilogy. I've read 5 Survive. I loved most of that. I loved the first 2 books in the Good Girls Guide trilogy. Didn't really love the direction that it went in the 3rd book, and I loved the first one the most out of that, and I loved 5 Survive. So I'm very excited for another. I'm pretty sure this is a standalone, but yeah, I will talk about this one more when I actually get to reading it. I'm so excited, and I don't even own 5 Survive. Oh my god, I'm too excited. I can't form sentences. I can't speak words. I'm very excited. Okay, I knew what it was about. So it's about a girl whose mother disappeared in the past, and that mystery, or that case, comes back up. I didn't really know this. It comes back up when her family agrees to a true crime documentary. That is crazy, and I'm so excited. This edition is so pretty. I don't know if this the end papers are so good. They have so many cute details. I'm obsessed, and it's so pretty. And then the actual hardcover has a camcorder on it. That is so, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. So this will be our YA thriller for the video, which is perfect because if I'm supposed to read them each in one day, like, I need something a little bit easier. And Holly Jackson's writing is so easy. So I'm so excited for this. And then yeah, that's moving forward. We have some well, this I'm not really loving. So that's kind of not great that day 1 and day 2 are like not looking so hot, but I also don't read thrillers often. This might be a dud as well, because I haven't liked Riley Sager. I've literally given his books 3 and 2 stars. So this might be a dud. This, on the other hand, I have high hopes for this. Let me just finish The Housemaid's Secret and then I will get back to you. Finished.
Thoughts, questions, concerns?
Okay.
Were you like rolling your eyes through like the last half of the book?
I mean, yeah, a little. It was still like entertaining. I finished. Book 2, day 2, done. Is this zoomed in a bit? Sorry, I was a little zoomed in and I did not want to be. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, technically, but I think I honestly would give this 2.75 as well. I don't know. It just, like, it was fine. It was kind of, like, entertaining enough. I feel like this is gonna go in one eye, out the other. I just found this one to be a little bit more ridiculous than the first book, and the first book was ridiculous, but, like, in a good way. Like, in a good way. I don't know. I felt like that, the first book, like, it was entertaining in a way where I was like, this is so ridiculous, but I just really... Don't look at what's on my side table. I was like, this is ridiculous, but in a way where I'm like, I'm so, like, really what is happening? Like, I was just so confused about what was going on. I needed to know what was gonna happen. This one, I mean, I didn't know what was happening. Like, I didn't know where it was gonna go necessarily, but all of the stuff that was revealed, or like all of the stuff that ended up happening, I was like, okay, sure, I guess. So that's kind of my issue with this one. So, not looking too hot so far. First 2 books, not smash hits. That's it for today, but I mean, I'm wondering if I should go into a book that I have higher hopes for, or go into a book that I have lower expectations for. This book is kind of long. It's 423 pages. Okay, this book is 430 pages. That's pretty long, and honestly the text is kind of small, which that's fine. I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. So these are kind of my 2 choices for tomorrow. I'm just excited. I just can't believe I have this book in my hands. Like, I've been waiting for this book since this summer, but I can talk about that tomorrow. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, I'll talk about it tomorrow. Bye. I officially decided to go with The Reappearance of Rachel Price as my book for today, and I am 60 pages in. I'm quite enjoying it so far. Holly Jackson, she just does what she has to do. I'm just so curious. I'm really not even like in the thick of it yet, because the main like inciting action, is that the right word? It hasn't happened yet, but also she's doing a really good job of setting up these characters and this story really well. I shed a tear already 40 pages in. I shed a tear 40 pages in. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I'm really liking the characters, and I'm really liking the relationships that are being built up so far within this family, because I mean, I showed the family tree. You probably didn't like absorb it, but our main character is Belle, Annabelle Price, and her father is Charlie. She doesn't have any siblings. Obviously her mom disappeared, so she really just grew up with her dad, but her uncle, her aunt, and her cousin are also in her life, and her grandfather, but her grandfather doesn't really like remember anything anymore. He had like a stroke, and his memories have gone, and he has dementia. So the family dynamic is really strong so far, and I'm just excited to keep going and see what's gonna happen. I'm liking Belle so far as our narrator. Not our narrator, it's third person, but as our main character. And she's giving Holly Jackson lead. But I will get back to you when I get farther into The Reappearance of Rachel Price, because I'm not very far in yet. Like, this is a thick book. It's like 440 pages, I think. I don't remember if yeah, it's like 440. Ah, there are notes at the back. I didn't finish the book yesterday. It's okay, I'm gonna finish it now. I have like 70 pages left. I forgot how to do math. Oh my god. I have 70 pages left, and I like realized I didn't really update like at all. I think I only updated when I was like 60 pages in. Kind of stupid of me, but I've been really into the mystery, and a lot of stuff has happened, and I think this is a really interesting premise, and I think it's really good. I'm just getting like the reveal right now, and I like it, but I don't know if I like love it. I don't know, there's still a lot left though, so I'm like, what the frick is gonna happen here? But also there's like a lot being like revealed right now, so I will get back to you when I finish, or like if something crazy happens. I don't know, but I'm liking it. It's a little long though. Like, it's a little long, but also I like that it's contained to one book, but it is a little long. I haven't finished the book. I'm kind of around like the same. I think I've only read like 16 pages since I last spoke, but I had to drop off my sister at the train, and I wanted to come on here before finishing the book to just kind of give my thoughts while I'm in the middle of it, because I did not do that. And I was thinking about it, I was like, I should have popped in here a couple times, because it's like, this is such a, it's a mystery. Like, this is a mystery. Like this, you're like, there's so many things happening throughout the story that you're constantly like, what is going on? And that's my favorite thing about like mysteries. That's what I've loved about Holly Jackson's book. She really keeps me engaged, and I need to keep reading because I just want to know what's happening. But also, I like her writing, I like her settings, I like her characters. So I definitely gave you the main premise, or like, I explained like they're filming a documentary about the main character, Belle, whose mom went missing 16 years ago. But I didn't really talk about the really main plot of the story because I didn't think it was a spoiler, because it's not a spoiler. Like, it's literally, it's in the description, but also it's the title of the book, because she comes back. The mom literally reappears while they're filming the documentary, and that is the big thing. She shows up again and she says what happened to her, and then everything, there's so much tension because Belle is so used to her mom not being there, but then there's also so much like everyone starts acting weird when she comes back, and she's acting weird when she's back. Some of her stuff isn't really lining up. So that's the big thing propelling the story forward, is like, is her mom telling the truth about where she's been and what's happened the past 16 years, or is there something fishy going on? So that's like the main thing, and it is such a good premise. It is so interesting and so engaging. You're just questioning everything that's going on, and you're with Belle. Belle is a really interesting character to be following because she's questioning all of these things. She's also a really angry teenager, a very angry character. She's been through so much with her mom's disappearance throughout her whole life. It's been this ghost like haunting her whole life, this woman she didn't even know, because she was barely 2 years old when her mom went missing, so she doesn't know her mom, but she's had such a presence in her life, of course, and so many things have happened to her because of it as well, like people being obsessed with the mystery and stalking her and her dad, like her family, and people wanting answers, but she's like, I want answers, I deserve answers, why do you think you're entitled to these answers when I'm the one who's going through all of this? But I think it's a really fun and good book, and Belle is a really interesting main character to follow. I like her. She feels so Holly Jackson main character, even though it's not like she's like Pip. I feel like I see a little bit of Pip and a little bit of Red in her. I think the like anger and the coldness that she has and the way she pushes people away feels like Red, and I kind of see it in the way Pip like progresses throughout the trilogy of A Good Girl's Guide. But I don't have a problem with that. Like, I like Holly Jackson's books and I like the way she writes, so I'm fine with it. And also it's YA, like I know I'm not gonna 100% connect with these characters necessarily. I don't know, that's not really my point. I think my point is it's YA, so it can be a little over the top in the way these characters are portrayed. But I'm really enjoying it. I think I know what I'm gonna rate it so far. It's probably gonna just stay in line with the way I rate like most of Holly Jackson's books. I cannot believe this is gonna be my 5th book by her. I think one thing is that I think I rated 5 Survive a little too high. I gave it a 5 stars. That ending really got me. I mean, we'll see how this ending gets me. I have like less than 60 pages left, so I'm gonna sit down and finish it, and then I have a lot of stuff I have to do today. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll just listen to an audiobook for The House Across the Lake, because I won't be able to just sit down and read the whole day. Like, I have a lot of stuff I have to do. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get back to this. I'm gonna get to it and I'm gonna finish, and then I'll let you know. I finished. Update on my sickness, by the way. It's not very bad. I'm just a little you know? I finished. I don't think I can give a rating yet. I think I need to sit on it. So I thought I would give it 4 stars while reading, but I think I need to sit with the book. I think Holly Jackson is really good at propelling her stories forward and like keeping the reader engaged and wanting to know what's happening, and like revealing things and keeping the mystery going with like little hints, little clues. That I really, really love about her books, but her conclusions are not exactly my favorites. It was long, and she acknowledges that. I read her acknowledgements in the back, and she's talking about how this is a long one, and it absolutely is a long book. It's 430 pages. And it's a lot, like, it's a lot of writing. There are a lot of words in this book, for sure. And I understand why. It's a really, really complicated story. There's so much that goes into this, and there's so much with Belle discovering things throughout the story. Like, it makes sense. I understand why it was long. I think Holly Jackson has gotten a little too overconfident with the way that she wraps up her mysteries and her endings. I don't want to say a lot because I don't want to spoil anything, and I also don't want to spoil anything for other books. Even if I say something about another book, like, that's gonna be spoiling this book if you've read that, but like, I don't want to say anything. I just think that, I don't know, the way she wraps stuff up for me is not entirely satisfying. And it's not like she leaves anything open. Nothing is open. Stuff can kind of be open technically, but I don't know. I need to like shower and not look like this anymore. And then I think I need to listen to The House Across the Lake as an audiobook so that I can do cleaning. So that I can clean. And I need to sit on this. I really did enjoy the book though. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know, dude. Let me just shut up and then we'll move on to the next book. 3 books down. We're on the 4th day. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll get a 4th book done today. We'll do it. I promise. I have not updated since I finished Reappearance of Rachel Price, and my hair looks a little interesting. I just kind of wanted it out of my face after I showered. I did end up starting House Across the Lake like 2 hours ago. Yeah, about 2 hours ago. I read for about an hour, and now I have such a bad headache. I had a headache before I started reading, but I kind of powered through it while reading, hoping it would go away. Sometimes I'll read when I have a headache, because I have a headache because I've been looking at my phone or my computer for too long, and it might help. I powered through. I felt like I was able to read fine. I'm interested in the story so far. I think the characters that are being set up are interesting and I like them. But I also, like, this is just my thing with Riley Sager's not my battery! BRB. Holy Jesus, my head hurts so much. Yeah, I don't really know how much more I'm gonna be able to read tonight. I'm really hoping that this boy relaxes and I can at least read a little bit more. Obviously, I'm not gonna finish this. One little setback just derails the whole thing, especially because tomorrow I have quite a busy day. I kind of was questioning if I would be able to read a whole book on Friday. But, maybe I don't want to speak too soon. Saturday I'm actually not working. I usually work Saturdays. But I took the day off because my sister is having a birthday party. So, if I could finish my 5th book by Saturday, then, you know, it's still bad. I'm still okay with that. Oh, yeah, I was talking about Riley Sager's character. Yeah, Riley Sager, I feel like the way he handles social issues, he handles them so boringly and, like, kind of unrealistically. I can't pinpoint specifics, unless there's anything that'll pop up here, but I can't pinpoint any specifics for the way he handles like sexism and feminism and women's issues and the plights of being a woman, because I haven't read a book of his in a while before this one, so I won't be able to like think of a specific line or a specific moment. I just know that it never feels genuine or nuanced or well thought out, and I'm seeing that here, but like not with that. I'm seeing it with class issues, because this is my first time, I think this is probably like my first time kind of reading about like wealthy, famous, well, definitely my first time reading about like famous people from one of his books, from like his writing. I find that definitely interesting and intriguing for me so far with the characters, but also I find it a little, certain moments I'm like, dude, I know that you feel this way, or I know that we as the readers would feel this way about these privileged, wealthy, out of touch people, but would they be this self-aware? And I didn't give that an example, but you can kind of see what I mean.
I'll let you know if I read much more tonight, and then I will let you know my thoughts down the line. I just got these sunglasses. Anyway, my update is that I've already kind of failed a little bit. I haven't finished The House Across the Lake, and it's already been like a few days. So I'm sorry. This is gonna, I might change the title to I read this many thrillers in a week, or I read only thrillers for a week. 5 thrillers in 5 days sounded very good for a title, but I am unable to complete that. So I'm gonna try finishing this today. I'm on page 240 of 337. So basically I have like 100 pages left. I kind of have lost interest and I kind of don't really care anymore. So the last time I updated, I had a major headache, and guess when I got a headache again last night? Like same kind of insane uncomfortability, same pain level, all that good stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm not drinking enough water. Let me fix that. But I was intrigued by what was going on in the beginning. I wasn't hating the writing. I mean, I wasn't loving the writing. There are so many parts where Riley Sager does this thing where he emphasizes this thing and makes it sound really dramatic by, I mean, I don't know if this is exactly that, but he does this a lot where he just like presses enter on his keyboard for each line to emphasize it. And he just like, yeah, like this right here, again, he does that a lot. And it's just like really irritating. And again, I don't like the way he does that writing. Like you can see it a lot here. Like just how much space there is on the page because he chooses to put one line on its own, or one sentence on its own line, and it's a short sentence. Usually it's very short. Like, it's none of my business. It's time to accept that. And then I swipe my phone, shrinking the photo down to its original size. That's when I see it. All of those sentences are on a separate line, and he does that a lot, blah blah blah, until now. Like the Scream, I miss it. Like, okay, that one's not anything, but he does that so much and I find it really irritating. I just find him, also, this is the big main thing. This is one of the reasons why I really didn't like Home Before Dark after having read Lock Every Door, because he did basically the same twist. And I'm saying this, I actually barely remember Home Before Dark. I don't remember what the twist was. All I know is that he does the same thing. There's always a certain relationship that builds up, or he always has a certain character. I don't want to say too much. He always has a certain character interacting with our main character, and then something happens with that character. I'm being so vague because I'm obviously, like, I don't want to spoil multiple of his books, because if he does that in this, I have a feeling that it's gonna be not exactly that. But I just can't with the repetition in his books. I don't care. I don't care. I found this main character to be kind of interesting. I kind of don't care anymore. I don't care, but I don't want to DNF. I don't know. I might DNF. But I'm trying to get this video challenge done. This will be my 4th book when I finish it. And then lastly, I started listening to The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't know how to say his name. Also, I think Alex is his first name. I might be wrong. I started listening to the audiobook while I was like doing some cleaning. I was helping my sister set up for a party. So that helped because I didn't have time to like sit down and read. So I'm about halfway through the audiobook. I think I might be a little more than halfway through. It's fine. I thought the beginning of it was much more interesting than where I am right now. I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen. I'm a little invested, but also it's kind of sitting at a 3-star right now. Just because I'm not really thinking about it much, but I'm not listening to it, and I'm not like excited to really pick it back up. Maybe it's because I'm in a little bit of a thriller burnout. After this, I don't want to see another thriller for a few months at least. So there's that. I'm gonna head out now and do a couple things, and then I might go on a walk later, and then if I go on that walk, I will listen to my audiobook. Maybe potentially, I don't know if I'll be finishing it. I don't know how much time I have left on it. I have like about 2 hours or something left. Excuse this. I'm gonna fix that. Anyway, that's my update for now. All right. Book number 4 is done. I just finished listening to the audiobook for The Silent Patient. I just showed you because I had like 10 minutes left, and then I just finished it, and then I was eating dinner and making dinner while I was listening to the last bit of the audiobook. I literally rated it, added it to Goodreads immediately. So I have a pretty good sense of like what I think of the book, but also I feel like there's potential for it to stick with me for a longer period of time. I already almost feel like it'll just like fade from my mind. Like not really, because I think I'll remember the main parts of it and like the ending, but I also could see it fading from my mind where I'm like, oh yeah, I read that. But I also think I would recommend it. I don't know. I think it was a well-written book. I was immediately captivated when I started listening to the audiobook, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm in for this ride. I like really want to see what's gonna happen, because it's about a silent patient. It's about this woman who killed her husband, or is accused of killing her husband. You kind of aren't sure if she did it or not throughout the book, but she hasn't spoken since he was killed. And a therapist who starts working with her, and he wants to get to the bottom of it. He wants her to start talking. It's interesting. You like really want to know if she's gonna start talking. You want to see like what will get her to start talking, and you're there with like the determination of the therapist. But I will say towards the middle bit, towards the end, I was kind of, not towards the end, towards the middle bit, but like maybe like the latter half, I was starting to kind of lose interest. Like I want to know what's gonna happen, but also I'm kind of like, I kind of don't care anymore. But overall, I thought it was a solid, good book. Like I thought it was pretty good. I think 3 stars is where I'm falling. I found the twist to be pretty good. I know it's like lauded. Is that a word? Yeah, it is. It's lauded for being a crazy, unexpected, like insane twist, and I think it was a really well done twist. I liked it. Like I liked it, but it also wasn't like, oh my god, I'm shocked, I'm shook, this is the craziest thing I've ever read, I never saw that coming. I thought it was really well done. I found that when it happened, I was like, wait. I found the reveal moment, or the moment where you like realize what's happening, really good. But then as it was happening, I was like, okay, I think I kind of was thinking this before, which is fine. I don't know. I thought it was a solid book. We'll see how I feel about it over time. And I think I would recommend it to people who like, not I would only recommend it to people who aren't readers, but like my sister who isn't much of a reader, but she's been reading thrillers recently. I think I would recommend it to her. She's very into thrillers anyway, to see what she thinks. And I think it's like a pretty interesting, propelling thriller to read. So I have my 4th book done. It kind of went off the rails. These last 2 books are not necessarily in one day, but you know, we'll pretend. Last book still is The House Across the Lake. Riley Sager, you are my enemy. I'll finish this, and then I'll just let you know when I do, because that's all I have to say right now.